Hey y'all, I recently hit AR60 on my main account and I figured right now is probably the best time ever to do a self-account review. I've been asked a couple times before to do this, so here it is. This video will cover absolutely everything from the history of my time on this game to current day, so it'll be quite detailed. Sit back, relax, and if at any point you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. Let's get right into it. Right, so first things first, I guess we should start the video off on the beach where essentially everyone starts when they launch Genshin for the first time. So I want to talk about the history of this account, because I think it has some history that is a little bit interesting. This is the first ever account I have ever made on this game, and I got my Amber in 1.0. I got Amber in 2020. That was a very, very long time ago. That was before 1.1. That was before Child was released. That was literally the first patch of the game. So I started playing Genshin very, very long time ago. But I didn't like the game. So the next character I got was Barbara, pretty much 3 years later. So that's the deal with this account. I started playing Genshin on launch and I didn't like it because the only gacha I'd played before Genshin was Grand Blue Fantasy. I think the philosophy between Grand Blue Fantasy and Genshin is a very different thing, like how they operate. But I digress. So yeah, second thing I want to talk about is spending habits on Genshin Impact. Do I top up? Do I spend a lot of money on this game? Would I consider myself a whale? I would consider myself like Krill. At most, you could like frame me as a dolphin. I spend very little money on this game compared to people that I know, compared to some of my friends. But I do spend money on this game. I'm not free to play. I will probably never become free to play because I'm just addicted to Welcome Moon. I'm addicted to the battle pass resources that help me make videos. But yeah, so what do I mostly spend money on? I mostly spend money on Welcome Moon, of course. I do buy this. I've had this on for a very long time. I spend money on character outfits sometimes. I have a couple bought here. I spend money on the battle pass and the Welkin every month, and I top up like a few times a year. So yeah, that's where I'm at with when it comes to spending on Genshin Impact. I don't spend much, but I'm definitely not free to play. I would consider myself a dolphin. So let's move on to weapons. Let's move on to my inventory. Starting off, our weapons tab here is quite robust, I would say. I'm pretty happy with what I have here. 168 weapons. I have a Polar Star. I have some bows here, max level. These are mainly just signature weapons that I wanted to get for the characters because they looked cool. Like Absolution on Chlorinde is a beautiful weapon. My 4 stars are quite standard. I'm still working on getting this to R5. I do fish. I definitely fish. You can't, scold me for not fishing. I'm a fishing enjoyer. But yeah, pretty standard weapon tab. I got Mizuki's signature because I plan to make a video around it, or at least some type of thing with that. And I also ended up getting Siegewind's signature in the same temple. This was a crazy stroke of luck, and I posted about it on my YouTube community page. Artifacts. I'm gonna be going over my top 5 artifacts and just stuff like this in general later on in the video. So I don't really feel the need to go through these, one at a time. There's no reason to do that. But yeah, this is my resources tab. Nothing crazy. I have 4.6 million more right now. I'm planning to make a video soon, so all that will be gone. I have been farming Whopper Flowers. Like, goddamn, I'm always farming Whopper Flowers, and I've also been farming Spectres for an upcoming thing. I do weeklies every day. Well, I can't do weeklies every day. I'm doing weeklies every week, is what I'm meant to say. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. I don't think I have 25 crowns, if that means anything. Maybe I should be crowning more characters, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at with these right now. Nothing really outstanding to talk about. This is my materials. These are my billets. Ores. I used to have a lot more crystal chunks, but then I started crafting weapon enhancement material, so I've been draining those quite steadily. Just various flowers and stuff. I do kind of end up picking things off the ground whenever I walk by. I've also been on a little bit of a fishing binge. That is it's gonna make sense in the upcoming video as to why I'm fishing. But yeah. Nothing crazy to mention here, I don't think. Yeah, so moving on to gadgets. I picked the Brilliant Sealy from the previous event. I haven't been around long enough to, have collected many of these. I hope this thing makes a return sometime soon. That would be cool, because I would like to get more of these. I have all the compasses. I have this funny little thing. Wait, no, it wasn't this. This funny little thing. Yeah, nothing to write home about here. Like, I think it's a pretty standard gadgets thing. Quest items, I mean, who cares? I don't think there's anything that I can show here. This is my precious items. I have a fontaine cake. Very cute, very cute. I have some shower lanterns. I have fragile resin. I don't use this much. Hovering between 20 and 30 pretty much. Yeah, we have these renaming things. We have my sanctifying elixirs. I have 5. I have 11 dream solvents. And yeah, I should probably go put these coins into my teapot at some point. So yeah, that's my inventory. I don't really have anything more to talk about here. Maybe there's something. I guess talking about weapons, I really wish they introduced old event weapons back into the game, because I would love to have a festering desire so bad on my Farina. That would be amazing. But alas, that is not how the cookie crumbles. So we are moving on. She needs to relax. I'm trying to make a video here. So yeah, starting off, Staff of Homa. My Hu Tao is C0R1. I pulled Homa on her previous rerun, and I pulled her on her previous rerun. So yeah, she's on Marichal Say because I run Hu Tao in a plunge team with Farina. Just going through the artifacts real quick. What do we have here? This is one of the best pieces I have on my whole account, which is quite nice. This is an incredible feather. Here's an off-piece. Off-piece flower is weird, but, you know, it is what it is. There's a pyro goblet that I have on Marichal Say. Pretty good. And here's a crit damage circlet that I have on Marichal Say. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I should probably get a HP Sans on this set, but I don't know. Maybe this would be better. Maybe not. I'm not really bothered. She does a lot of damage. Like, she does so much damage already as is. Next Pyro character, Pyro Traveler, that I have actually built. I don't know how, or like what possessed me to do this, but I was planning to make a video on building Pyro Traveler, but I just sort of didn't end up doing it. So she's on just a basic scroll set. But yeah, the Pyro Traveler doesn't do much. She's on Fluve, or she's on a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. I just swap things out on this character when I feel like it, but mainly just holding Fluve. Nothing too impressive, but it's like a functional Pyro Traveler, I think. Pretty okay. Pretty decent for when I just need some extra Pyro in a pinch. So Bennett. Oh, the pride and joy of every single Genshin account. Yeah. So what does he have? He has 756 base attack. I think my alt account, Bennett, has more base attack. 227% ER. Crit rate, crit damage doesn't really matter. He is on a noblesse set. Nothing too crazy. Like these pieces, nothing too crazy. It's just like, it's aight. It's aight. He's a functional character. His talents are 712. This is gonna get crowned very soon. I'm gonna make a video on that actually. Nothing crazy to say about Bennett. I did activate C6 because I think you should. There's not that many applications in the game anymore where you don't want to have C6 Bennett. 15% pyro damage bonus, and like in the teams you play this character in, like, let's go. Like, it's so good. I've never regretted enabling C6 Bennett. Plus, I just wanted to get rid of the question mark, or like the exclamation mark next to his portrait. So Xiangling, I have C6 Xiangling. My Xiangling is kind of bad. Not the best Xiangling. And it's mainly because I've just been very lazy at farming emblem. I cannot get a good goddamn emblem set. I don't know why. I can't do it. Like, where is the crit damage on this? Like, I don't know. It's just quite mid. This is also such a mid goblet, but it is what it is. So yeah, R5 catch, of course, makes sense. Using the new Lantern Knight skin, which is super cute. I love the Guoba hat. Talent, I don't know why I haven't given Guoba any levels, but I have, I guess. Pyronado is crowned, of course. It's the only thing that really matters in Zhongling's kit. So yeah, artifacts were pretty bad. C6, R5 catch. Pretty mid Xiangling. Nothing to write home about in my opinion, but yeah. Moving on to Mavika. Still like a work in progress. This is also for an upcoming video that I'm gonna make, which is sort of like just me spring cleaning my account and just sort of focusing on a lot of things at once. It's not gonna be just something that I do for a single character, but yeah. So yeah, 168. Nothing crazy. C0 obviously. Artifacts are fine. This is pretty good. I like this a lot. This is a very good feather. This is not the worst thing I've ever seen. This is pretty bad. I really need a better circlet for Mavica. And I think I need a better goblet as well. And that's kind of all I have to say about Mavica, to be honest. She's on a battle pass weapon R1. And yeah, that's Mavica. Now, Dea is an interesting character because I sort of like, I don't know what I'm doing on her. She's level 80. She's on Emblem of Severed Fate. These are her stats. I don't really know how to build this character properly. She's just sort of there to put pyro on mobs. Like, I like using Dea and like, I've been using her with Ganyu for a bit of melt stuff in the overworld. It's kind of cozy because she's like a defense unit. Just one day I will make a DPS Dea video probably. But yeah, she's on 177. This is the original goblet that I tried to craft for Hu Tao in my Hu Tao video, and it's so HP heavy that I couldn't figure out any other character that would like using this except for Dea. So yeah, that's Dea. I use her a lot. Dialog. This is my first ever character on this. Well, my first ever 5-star character. He is C1. You know, he's not in use. He is benched. Moving on to Chevy. C6 Chevy. Quite nice. I got that when I was trying to pull for Lanyan constellations. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Chevy is on full HP noblesse. Which is, you know, that's alright. HP on that. So yeah, Chevy is in a good place, I think. This weapon is from, what's it called? The alchemy event that we had last year. I think it's from that. But yeah, Chevy is awesome. I'm still considering getting her to level 90. And trying to hit that 40k HP threshold. But yeah, if you haven't built your Chevy, build your Chevy. Hydro. Top 1%. This is probably the best character on my account. 90, 160, 169. I use her on Wolffang for the most part. She's very well built. Constellation C0. Talent 3, 10, 9. I will actually crown this in the next video. So yeah, she's gonna be 3, 10, 10. Probably by the time you're seeing this, because I'm already started working on the next video. But yeah. 3, 10, 10, basically. Easily my best character. Easily the best character. I love Farina to death. She's awesome. Not much to say about that, though. You just probably watched a video where I did a lot of strong boxing for Farina. So yeah, moving on to Yelan. I think she's like top 4% on Akasha. I don't remember. This is an insane piece. I love this so much. This is a beautiful piece. HP Sands. This is such a nice one. I love... This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Attack stat kind of wasted. Here we go. Pretty middling flower. I have definitely seen better, and I probably could get better, but it's fine. Maybe one day I'll return to Emblem of Severed Fate and just farm that a little bit more. Yeah, this one is nice. 20% crit rate. I mean, this is perfect for Yelan, basically. This is the best Yelan piece. I mean, stat-wise anyways. I don't know why flat HP isn't, what's it called, highlighted here, because it is a great stat for her. She's a HP scaler. Maybe EM would be better, but really, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, Yelan is on R5 Favonius. She is on 1810. I have crowned this. This is very nice. And yeah, C0. So yeah, this is a very free-to-play Yelan. Still, I use her all the time. She's awesome. What is she gonna roll? 6! Let's go. We got a 6. So yeah, this is, unironically, this is the only character on my account that I just flat out regret. I can't sugarcoat it. I was trying to build Pity and I just got spooked by Ayato. Like a year ago. And trust me, I tried. He's level 80. He's got some stuff leveled here, but like back then on this account, I didn't have anything to give him for artifacts. I didn't have any weapons. I don't even know what he would use now. Probably the black sword, to be honest. Like, why not? Quite mid. Yeah, he's about as benched as my Dialog. Moving on to Xingzhou. This is character that I use a lot, but not enough to 90 him for some reason. I've just been slacking. I just don't feel like 90ing this guy. But I probably should. That's probably a thing that I will do in the future. He's on an emblem set. This is really nice for him. There's an off-piece Hydro Goblet. It's not great, but it's not that bad. But look at this. I rolled this the other day. I wish I could give this to Xingqiu. I wish I could. But unfortunately, he's just stuck on an emblem on set piece. Yeah, so this is my emblem. I don't really have too much to say about him. He's C6. The talents are not quite at max, but good enough. And that's all I have to say about Xingqiu. R5 sack sword. Emily. God, she has carried me so much. I don't think anyone foresaw how good this character can be, although I have C1 R1. This is the only time I have gotten any limited 5-star constellations on this account, and it's because I just got very lucky. So when Emily's banner ran, I pulled for C0 R1, and that was quite good, and then I was building pity, and I ended up getting C1 Emily, so yeah, artifact-wise, Dendro Goblet, this is a decent piece. This is all, they're all like okay. My Emily is in a good spot. I don't think I'm ever gonna end up changing her build much because I refuse to go farm this set again. She's probably gonna be like this until the end of time, or unless some better burning set comes out, which I just doubt. I really doubt it will, but who knows. Talent-wise, 199 weapon, signature R1, and she's level 90. So moving on to Nahida. Level 90, 960 EM, so she's definitely just built for EM. She's on R5 sack frags. Her artifacts are all EM. Yeah, very basic Nahida. I don't really have a lot to say about this. Teapot is one of those things that I should probably hone a little bit, farm more of, just to get like better pieces, but she's been doing so much work for me already. Like Nahida is just awesome, even with pretty bad artifacts, doesn't really matter. But yeah, 6, 10, 6 on the thing. This is something that I could probably level one day, but I'm not really bothered. This is really, like, her elemental skill is kind of the only thing that matters at the end of the day. So yeah. That's Nahida. Yao Yao. I almost started working on Yao Yao at some point. That's why she's on Instructor. She's the only one holding Instructor, because I was thinking of like running Yao Yao and Nahida together. And in that case, I probably wouldn't want both of them on Deepwood, because they would just override each other and that would not be good. But yeah, Yao Yao is probably an infinite work in progress. I don't know. Moving on to Kale. I struggled so much early game Genshin, like I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, Kale was one of the early characters that actually did a surprising amount of work for me, and the reason is just because she's Dendro, and Dendro is really powerful in this game. Kirara is probably gonna get built at some point. I keep procrastinating this, but Kirara is absolutely a character that I will likely end up building. Yeah, nothing much to say about Kirara. Kave. Yeah, no, I have not touched this character at all. So yeah, that's Dendro. Now, moving on to Electro. Starting with Fischl. Level 90, almost 400 EM, yapping her brains out as per usual. Stringless, R5, very, very, very good weapon. She's like top 5% world on Akasha, which is nice. But ultimately, just the fact that I don't have C6 Fischl puts my Fischl, like, damage-wise below, like, everyone else. This is such a good constellation that I wish I had, but I've just been buying her from the shop. She's never on banner when I need her. I got her initially from standard. Fischl is one of those 4 stars that has eluded me for a very long time now. So talent-wise, I have Crowned Oz. The rest of these don't really matter. And artifacts, Golden Troop. Off-piece, Electro Goblet, pretty good. Golden Troop is, she's on an EM Sands because I use her in Aggravate for the most part. But you're probably gonna put her on an Attack Sands unless you run her in Aggravate, in which case EM is very slightly better. But yeah, this is nice, very good piece. This is good enough. Very happy with that. And overall, we're looking at 67 and 141. It's not the worst Fischl in the world. Quite happy with this. Clorenda, absolutely a beautiful lady. She's gorgeous. I love Clorenda. Mine is C0 R1. I pulled Absolution on her first banner. She's on Thundering Fury, and this is complete garbage. despite the fact that I have a pretty bad Thundering Fury set, Clorinde somehow does a ton of damage. It might be the weapon, or it might just be the fact that she's very strong. So I have 110-9, I've crowned her skill. And overall, she is just a joy on my account. I love using her, but I definitely need a better TF set. Clorinde is awesome. Definitely one of my favorite characters, but now we're reaching the point where I'm actually going to start talking about my favorite character, which is probably Raiden Shogun. Although she's not in the top 1%, she's still one of my most used characters. Like, this is her on-set Electro Goblet. Okay, just to put things into perspective, this goblet is from before we had the Sanctifying Elixir. So the luck required to get this on set was actually crazy for me. That's insane. She also holds my highest CV artifact, which clocks in at like 45 CV or something. This ER Sands on Blizzard Strayer. This is one of my oldest pieces as well, but it's just a beautiful piece. We have this. We could probably get a better feather for her, but it is what it is. This is an awesome flower as well. Could definitely get a better circlet. But yeah, overall, Raiden, C0R1 Raiden with Engulfing Lightning. Talent, I have this crowned. This is level 8. This is 1. So yeah, unfortunately, as good as my Raiden is, if you just have a bad Raiden with C2, you will just take a dump on mine. Like that. C2 Raiden is still a really, really, really strong constellation. So moving on to Keqing. Currently, I don't have Keqing on anything, but this is the weapon I do put on her sometimes because look how it fits. Holy moly. It's just beautiful. Absolution. It fits her so well. It's such a beautiful weapon. So, artifact-wise, she's just, like, on nothing impressive. She's basically built to be in the Imaginarium Theater as, like, an Electro application character. So, I have C1, talents are 879, and yeah, artifacts are not impressive, so I'm not even gonna, like, there's no reason to go into these artifacts. They're just, like, hand-me-downs, basically, just leftover artifacts. Kuki Shinobu, R5 Iron Sting, level 90, 882 EM, could be higher. She is currently just a Hyper Bloom trigger. I have EM on that. I have EM on that. By the way, look at this stat spread. Like how... That's such a classic EM goblet. I swear I have these on my account. Like EM Sand could get EM on this. On the flowers and the feathers. This one has 77, so that's not too bad. But if this got an EM roll, that would be nice. Anyways, yeah, nothing much to say about Kuki. She's C6. Talents, I have not leveled because you don't have to. They don't really do anything. Moving on to Kujo Sara. I started trying to play this character. She's on a Skyward Harp. Her talents are a little bit leveled, but not much. But this is the problem. She's C5. I can't play Kujo Sara and Raiden Shogun without C6. Because this is the only thing that matters. 60% crit damage. Like, come on. Not much else to say about Kujo Sara. Lisa. Not built. Beidou. Not built. Razor. Nope. Zethos. I might actually play Zethos at some point. I might. Because I got C6. I might try Zethos. So that's it for Electro. Moving on to Animo. We have Kazuha coming in at 777 EM, level 90 of course. He's on R5 Favonius. Full EM VV set, 65 EM on the feather, 37 EM on that. Nothing crazy going on here. Pretty standard fare, pretty regular C0 free to play. Kazuha, nothing much happening here. This is something that I might crown. I don't really have that much to say about Kazuha. He's awesome. I use him all the time. He's still a character that you should probably get if you don't have him. And that's my Kazuha. 200% ER. Cloud Retainer, 2.7k attack. That's what she scales off of. She's on R5 Favonius, but I have considered doing this for the overworld, so she gains even more attack. I think as a whole on my account, one of the weakest sets that I have is VV. I have like not that many, as you can see, there's not much to be had here. It's just like, yeah, Cloud Retainer is just also a character that I use all the time. And I talk about Cloud Retainer all the time because she's so good. So yeah, but just spam attack on her, give her some ER and you're kind of chilling. C0. 188 on the talents. She's great. Lanian, 588 on the talents. C0. Unfortunately, holy moly. I wish I had C6 or C2 at least. Her attack is abysmally low, but right now, yeah, the state of VV on my account is just a little bit miserable. So, Jean. She used to be a cornerstone. I used to use Jean all the time, but right now she's just sort of left at level 80. Jean is great, but I have not used Jean in a hot minute. She still has her skin, by the way, which is super pretty. I do like the skin. C2. That's where she's at. Doesn't have any artifacts equipped. 267. Initially, Jean was just there to heal for my Farina. And then I got Cloud Retainer and Jean just sort of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. Sucrose. A work in progress. No much to say right now. This is, I guess, a little sneak peek of what I'm planning to do with this character in the future. But yeah, no artifacts equipped. C2. No talents leveled. Maybe I will in the future though, but yeah. I am planning to do things with Sucrose, which is why I have this weapon on her. Now moving on to Cryo, my favorite element in the game. Starting with Ayaka, of course, Ayaka. She's actually not the best character on my account, and she's just on a bad set. I hate Blizzard Strayer. No one wants to farm this. Nobody wants to waste their time farming this. Like, it's so bad, but this is at least a great feather. Oh, yeah, I don't know. My Ayaka is like, she's fine. I think she's like top 5%, but nothing to write home about. C0. Don't even have a miss splitter. Yeah, she's okay. She's alright. 9, 7, 10. So yeah, I have invested time and effort into making this character pretty decent. It's just that Blizzard Strayer sucks to farm. I can always think of better things to strongbox as well than Blizzard Strayer. This is just a frustrating set to have to get, I guess. Now Shenhe, my pride and joy, another character that I just absolutely adore. 200% ER pretty much. 60% crit rate, almost a double, almost 1 to 2. And then we have on attack. You can put her on noblesse if you want. I opted for attack because I just had a good pieces lying around. C0 talents are 199. Likely that I will crown a little bit here and there maybe. Now my Ganyu, you guys probably watched a video not long ago on Ganyu. C0 979 on that. What else do we have? We have C0. Polar Star. I switch between Polar Star and Amos and Skyward when I feel like it. But yeah, mainly just on Polar Star for the swag because it looks beautiful. That's my Ganyu. I use her a decent amount. Charlotte. Actually built Charlotte. That's rare. Level 80, 2k attack. She scales off attack, I believe. Prototype Amber. I don't know, you can probably put her on Skyward. Even more healing. But I like the energy. From this. So, yeah. Prototype Amber. I have her on Noblesse. Attack focused, I guess. Healing bonus. Attack. And very attack heavy feather off piece. 22% attack on this flower. C4. Quite not C6. I don't actually know exactly what C6 Charlotte is, but yeah, quite decent. Charlotte is actually a character that I use a decent amount. Charlotte is in a good spot. Rosaria. Not that much investment in Rosaria. C5. She's on Noblesse. Attack Sands. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good piece as well. I like this quite a lot. So yeah, let's look at Rosaria just real quick. 6172. I think that's okay. That's all my build cryo characters. Rosaria is wielding a Skyward Spine. Things are, pretty standard fare. Nothing to write home about, but this is a character that I do have to whip out sometimes. What do we have in the Geo department? We have Shalona. She got a lot of defense. She's built for defense. 142% ER, T0, R1. Artifact wise, we have a defense goblet, we have a healing bonus circlet, we have a flower with ER and defense, we have a feather with ER and defense, and we have a defense stance with ER. So yeah, my Shallonen is pretty good. 110.9. Shallonen is probably one of the best characters to come out of NetLab. And that's all I have though. I do not have anything else built in the Geo department, unfortunately. So yeah, that's all my characters. Now, we should probably start talking a little bit about my teams. So let's get into teams. Right. So let's go check out some teams, I suppose. I don't have that many things here. So this is called miscellaneous. This is just a team that flexes things all the time. Like I might do something like, you know, depending on the occasion, I might just do something like that all of a sudden. That's why it's called miscellaneous. It's just whatever. Typically, I kind of use this as my exploration team-ish sometimes, but for the most part, it's just whatever I need at the time, and I need it fast, if that makes sense. Next up, we have my burning. This is kind of a friendship farm right now, because of Lanian being here. I don't typically do that. I do something like this. Believe it or not, this is probably one of my favorite teams to play. It is so nice. The damage this thing puts out sometimes is ridiculous. And it's even good because I can like have Dea there to just like tank hits. Kaza is just there to sort of apply even more pyro, you know, just keep the swirls going and sort of group mobs. But yeah, this is one of my favorite teams to play. Absolutely awesome. Here's my Hu Tao team. I play Hu Tao Plunge. Like it's fun because I can get like 150k hits with Hu Tao in this team. It's awesome. Definitely one of my favorite things to play, but not my favorite thing to play. Now this team right here is probably the coziest and my favorite thing to play. It's not even like a meta team or anything. It's just great. It's just a little taser with Raiden that has no EM, so the taser doesn't even do any damage. But like just the amount of hits, Yelan's doing damage, Farina's doing damage, Yelan is amping damage, Farina is amping damage, Shilonen is defense shredding and healing, and Raiden is just doing damage. It's great. This is my Mavica team. I have to use Farina because I don't have Sitlali, but yeah, pretty much, yeah, that's it. And this is my Hyper Bloom setup. It has carried me in the abyss so many times. Fischl is a flex, and by flex I mean just a flexible slot. It doesn't really matter what you put here because these three, Yelan, Kuki, and Nahida, will do just fine here. It's fine. You can put Xingzhou here. I sometimes do. Xingzhou is pretty good in Hyper Bloom, like just doing double hydro. So yeah, that's Hyper Bloom. This is my Aggravate. Very squishy team. You gotta be a god at dodging to make this work, but it does work. It's pretty good. This is one of my strongest teams by far. This is Clorinde with Overload and Chevy. Actually a baller team. I love playing this. I like to use this team for when there's Geo shields because I don't have much Geo on my account outside of Shilonen. So Overload will explode those shields, and Chevrus is just a goated 4-star. And this is my freeze team. Obviously Ayaka, Farina, Shenhe, Charlotte. This is where Charlotte comes in because Charlotte maxes out Farina's fanfare so fast. The only problem is that with this I don't have any defense shred. This is my melt setup right now. I can replace Lanian with Nahida for a burn melt. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent. Definitely lately one of my favorite things to play and mess around with. This is Gani with freeze. I didn't really do much here, and here's my friendship team. This is what I use to claim daily commissions and stuff with. Nothing crazy going on here. Very, very, very basic stuff. But yeah, so that's all my teams. Now, all these teams have to be powered with something, which is artifacts. So let's start looking at my top 5 best artifacts. Let's get into it. My top 5 best artifacts on this account, which are respectively on Raiden. This is the best artifact on my account, which clocks in at 45.8 CV. This is the best piece on my account. I don't know what else to say about this. I just rolled this before I even had Raiden. I rolled this because I thought I was like pre-farming Ayaka, and I thought she would use ER because I was still pretty new to the game. And then I just accidentally stumbled upon this, which is quite good. It's a beautiful piece. And the second best piece on my account is a Marechaussee piece, clocking in. So yeah, this piece is 45.1 CV. But yeah, this is the second best artifact on my account. The next best artifact is my Ayaka feather. Where is Blizzard Strayer right there. So this is 44.3 CV. It's quite nice. It's a pretty good piece. It's hard to complain. Anything above 40 CV is quite good and hard to replace. In fact, unlikely to replace. Now, the fourth best artifact on my account is a flower, which is in use by Shanyan. Cloud Retainer, indeed. 43.5 CV. I think I rolled this when I made my Kazuha video like a year ago. Like, it's so long. It's a long time ago now. I just rolled this like outside the domain. Like, I don't even think I recorded myself rolling this. Like, that's how random getting this piece was. The final place, 5th place, goes to a feather that I rolled last video. There it is. 42 CV official feather. Quite robust, if I must say so myself. Definitely happy with that. It's a great piece. So moving on to endgame stuff, I guess. This is like, what, 17 months in the making? Where do I see the history? So yeah, there it is. I have 36'd a lot of the previous ones, but I actually had this weird period where this is the first time I 36 started the Abyss. This was last year, like early last year, and I got 36 star again, and then it became really hard for some reason, and I couldn't do it like again for quite a bit, and then I got 36, and then I got 36, and I don't know. I don't think I'm ever not gonna get 36 star again. I've sort of found that stride on this account. But yeah, I actually vividly remember this was the Abyss with Weenut in it. And I was molding so much because that worm was constantly stalling time underground. It was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, absolutely just a disgusting Abyss. Like, I hated this so much. Somehow I pulled through, but then I couldn't pull through on the next couple ones. The Imaginarium Theater. Can I see? It's mostly been hard mode. I always try and get the extra stars. It's just, the problem is I don't have enough characters on this account. Well, actually, that's a lie. I could easily get enough level 70 characters with bad artifact sets to be eligible for Visionary, but I just kind of don't care. I just kind of don't care. I will get there naturally by having really well-built characters in the future, and I will just absolutely roll over that content. Like, it's not even a big deal. Like, I'm not missing that like couple hundred primo gems or whatever you get from it. So I just do hard mode because I don't have the characters and I don't feel like working towards that. Oh well, so yeah, that's I guess my end game stuff. So yeah, last but not least, exploration. My entire map is 100%. I have done every world quest that there is to do, with the exception, well, I mean, I guess you can't really consider these a world quest, but this is my quest log. The only thing left for me to do really is Mavika's story quest. So I've just been slacking off because I'm not really too interested in that. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so you can see everything here is 100%. I have Enka 100%. I have Sea of Bygone Era is 100%. And the Chasm, of course, is 100%. All my statues, like Fountain of Lucine, like Sacred Sakura here, these are all maxed out. All my reputations in every single nation are maxed out. My favorite areas to explore in no particular order would probably be Shenyu Vale as like the peak zones that I most enjoyed. Just because the soundtrack is so good and I love the color scheme and I love Yilong Wharf. It's just a beautiful thing. And second coming in, probably Enkanomiya. It's just the music here is amazing. I loved everything about Enka, and especially the light switch puzzles. I thought those were pretty genius. And there was also like a lot of stuff here, like you can like go into these places. It's very gloomy, and I love how it feels like you're literally like isolated from the whole world. I thought Enka was amazing. Just Inazuma as a whole, this is where I like fell in love with this game. There's that little shrine area. Yeah, you can see it up there. That is where I fell in love with Genshin Impact. I was doing the Sacred Sakura cleansing ritual, and the music was hitting, and the atmosphere, the vibes were just immaculate. Like, this place is just so gorgeous. So yeah, unironically though, that's probably all I have for this video. I guess an honorable mention that I should probably talk a little bit about is Dragon Spine, because Dragon Spine was the first place when I was low AR that made me have to sort of backtrack and go get stronger before I could go back there. It was kicking my ass. Like, Dragon Spine at low AR is no joke, especially if you're a new player and you just don't know how to abuse elemental reactions and things like that. So, but yeah. That's all I have for you today. This is what 16 to 17 months of progress looks like in Genshin Impact. If at any point you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. Thank you, Kazuha. Beautiful voice line. If at any point you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.